A novel capturing the struggles of patients and families living with Huntington's disease is raising awareness of the condition.
You Me Everything by the author Catherine Isaac was inspired by Tom White, whose mum was diagnosed with the disease in 2011. To tell us more about it, both Catherine and Tom join us now. Thank you very much indeed for being here. Catherine, to you first, talk us through where the thoughts and the characterisation and I suppose the central premise of this book came from.
OK, well, the premise of the book is that a single mum called Jess goes and takes her 10-year-old son, William, to the south of France to try and find his father, from whom she's been estranged for the last 10 years. And the reason she's gone to spend the summer there isn't because she wants to spend any amount of time with her ex, but it's because her mum is by now in the late stages of Huntington's disease and feels strongly that William should have some sort of relationship with his father. And I'd come up with the idea because Tom, who is my ex-husband's son, eldest son, I learned in 2011 that Tom's mum had been diagnosed with Huntington's disease. And I was really struck by the ripple effect of a diagnosis of Huntington's. You know, I didn't know much about it at the time. I kind of assumed it was just something similar to motor neurone disease. But actually, the thing about Huntington's is that every child of somebody who's diagnosed with Huntington's has a 50% chance of inheriting the faulty gene that causes it. And so it was that really provided the inspiration for the book.
And Tom, Catherine, they're describing the ripple effect on the family, your siblings, the wider family, presented with a dilemma because there is a genetic test available for you to find out whether you do have this gene and whether you will get Huntington's disease. And do you want to know? I mean, what decision did you make?
Well, I have made the decision not to take the test at present. I suppose the primary reason for that being that at the moment my priority is, ensuring that my mum has the best quality of life possible, while she's able to. And I think you'll find a lot of children that are at risk will choose to not know because, essentially you have a coin spinning in the air and you must make that choice. The tough part, obviously, is if it's a positive result, then you have this, sort of monkey on your shoulder, this looming kind of presence for the rest of your life. And some people are able to deal with that. But for me, personally, and like many other people, I've chosen not to. And the kind of underlying very positive message in You Me Everything is, to basically make the most of, the time that you have.
Because whether you know or not, that there's no cure, there's nothing to stop Huntington's progressing, is there?
No, there isn't. No, there's medications that slow, that kind of control the symptoms to a degree. There are breakthroughs all the time. You may have heard last December there was a real breakthrough with gene silencing research. These, when these may actually come to fruition or may actually is hard to say because it takes a very long time. So yes, at present there is no cure.
And it is 50-50, it's as stark as that.
It's 50-50, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So obviously it has ramifications with every diagnosis. There are siblings who can be affected. It's children, it's grandchildren.
Well, often people elect not to have children, don't they, if they're carrying the gene?
Yeah, and well, I think this is why the issue of the test has become increasingly important. But I think one of the I used to be a romantic comedy novelist, before I wrote.
People would have known you as Jane Costello.
People knew me as Jane Costello previously, and obviously dealing with an issue as serious as this, it required a very different style of writing. It's still a very uplifting book, and I think the overall message that I'd really tried to get through was for it to be one of optimism. And Tom has provided. The story obviously is fictional, but I think Tom's outlook to kind of live life, as it comes, and kind of take each day as it comes, and live life in the moment and enjoy what you've got is very much the message of the book. It's a fundamentally optimistic book, but I think it's Huntington's is such a. Not many people are fully aware of it, really. So it's great to be able to raise some awareness of the condition.
OK. Catherine, Tom, thank you very much indeed, and very best to you, and then also to your mum. Tom, thank you.
That's all for today. Thanks for joining us. We're back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Coming up next, Kate Burley, looking at all the day's news, including those two very lucky gentlemen, cosmonauts.